All right, for this section, we're going to be converting pounds into kilograms. So to do that, I want to divide my pounds by 2.2, since 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So for this first problem, we have 240 pounds equals how many kilograms? Now, to make math a little easier, I'm going to move this decimal point over one space. That way I'm not dividing decimals. So now I have 22 goes into 2400 how many times? 22 goes into 24 one time. Bring down my 0. 22 goes into 20 0 times. Now I have 22 into 200. So one of the easier ways to figure this out is just to decide how many times does 20 go into 200. 20 goes into 210 times. Since 22 is a little bit larger of a number, I can assume that it's probably going to be one less than that. So I'm going to try 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry over my 1. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So 9 works for that. Alright, I have 2 left over as a remainder. Since I have a remainder, I now need to add a 0, which means I need to add a decimal. Because remember, I want my answer to be to the nearest tenth. So I have to round my answer, or I have to find my answer to the nearest hundredth, and so I can round to the tenth. 22 goes into 20 0 times. Add one more 0 so I can find that hundredth place. 22 goes into 200. We already know that it goes in 9 times. Now I can round this answer to the nearest tenth. So my answer would be 109.1 kilograms. All right, let's take a look at the second one. I have 84 pounds equals how many kilograms? Remember that because I'm moving that decimal place over from the 2.2, I need to add a 0 here so it equals out. 22 goes into 84. Well, I know that 22 times 4 is going to be 88, so it's going to be one less than that. (14 minus 6 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 0. 22 into 180. Well, I know that 20 goes into 180 9 times. So it's probably going to be one less than that. So I'm going to try 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 8 is 16, 17, and that works. And I'll have 4 left over. So now I need to add my decimal, so I can add some zeros here to find my answer to the nearest tenth. 22 goes into 40 one time. And I already know that 22 goes into 180 8 times because I did it here. So now that I have my answer to the hundredth, I can round to the nearest tenth. So the answer here would be 38.2 kilograms because we're going to round this one up since an 8 follows it. All right, here I have 138 pounds. Remember, I'm moving this decimal over, so I need to add a place here. 22 into 138. Well, I know that 20 goes into 140 about 7 times, so it's probably going to be one less than that, so we'll try 6. And that works. 22 into 60. I know 22 times 3 is going to be 66, so it's going to be one less than that. It's going to be 2. Ten minus 4, 6. 5 minus 1, or sorry, 5 minus 4 is 16. All right, bring down my 0. 22 into 160. Well, I know that 20 goes into 160 8 times, so I'm going to try one less than that and try 7. And that works. And bring down my last 0. 22 goes into 60. We've already done this, and it's 2 times. So now I can have my answer rounded to the nearest tenth because I found it to the 100th. So my answer is going to be 62.7. Since a 2 follows the 7, we're going to round down. So it's just going to be 62.7 kilograms. All right. Now I have 192 pounds. Remember, you got to add your 0 since you're moving this decimal over. You got to move this one over as well. So 22 goes into 192. Well, I found out earlier that 22 times 9 was 198. So it's probably going to be one less than that. So we're going to try 8. And 8 works. And I have 16 left over. And here we have 22 into 160. I know that 20 goes into 160 8 times, so it's probably going to be one less than that. So we'll try 7. All right. Now remember, I need to find to the 100th place, so we're going to keep going at our decimal. 22 goes into 60 twice. And we've already found out this answer early in the problem, and we know that it's 7. So I have 87.27 kilograms. I'm going to round that to 87.3 because I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. And since this is a 7, we're going to round up. All right, last one. We have 30 pounds equals how many kilograms? Remember, we're moving this one over space, so we have to add a 0 here. 22 goes into 30 one time. I know that 22 times 4 is 88, so it's going to be one less than that. It's going to be 3. Twenty goes into 147 times, so it's probably going to be one less than that. We're going to go try 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 12, 13. And we've already done this one up here, so we know that 22 goes into 83 times. So 30 pounds equals 13.63 kilograms. I'm going to round that to 13.6 since I only need to round to the 10th.